I urge the committee to hold a hearing at which the State Department is required to justify its policy or to change it, and at which this committee inquires also into what our government is doing to enforce the Leahy Amendment that bars both military and civilian aid from this country to military units like the Iraqi units that murdered Ashraf residents. If you ask the tough questions, perhaps we'll get answers that we and the residents of Ashraf can live with. And I thank you very much for your attention and for hearing me.
Thank you, Judge McCasey. Colonel Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, ranking member, for this opportunity to speak before the committee. Mr. Chairman, I would also like to introduce the quoting disaster. It's the rebuttal to the RAND report on the ME case, sir.
Without objection.
Thank you, sir. As the anti-terrorism force protection officer for all of Iraq and as the J3 for detention operations and the base commander of Camp Ashraf, I'd like to make one point up front. The MEK is not a terrorist organization. In 2003, as the United States finalized its invasion plans, the Iranian government set to work how to quietly take over as much of Iraq as possible. Today, the Iranian influence expanded itself over the southern provinces throughout Baghdad and into Diyala province, where Camp Ashraf and the MEK is now located. Iran's growing influence in the region is in keeping with Ayatollah Khomeini's statement, the road to Jerusalem is through Kabbalah. As the Maliki and Ahmadinejad governments grow closer, the situation of the MEK becomes more critical, as evidenced in the film footage of July 2009 and April 2011. In these videos, we observe Maliki's forces using U.S.-supplied vehicles and equipment to run down and shoot defenseless people. We witness the courage of the residents of Ashraf. Despite knowing they may be the next to die, they rush to the rescue of their fallen comrades. Courage under fire is a remarkable trait. Killing unarmed people is murder. Yet the U.S. State Department has done nothing of substance to address these attacks or the entire Ashraf situation. As for the State Department, the action officer provided to handle Camp Ashraf issues during my tenure was a never-ending story of embarrassment and prejudice. Her visits were disasters. Her continual rumors and misinformation resulted in my frequent, unannounced, and unfounded inspections into MEK compounds. Despite warnings to all of us from the commanding general of Task Force 1234 not to provide the untrustworthy Iraqi National Security Advisor, Roubier, information, she continued to do so. In turn, Roubier would pass it on to the Iranian government. Within a couple of weeks, I would then receive the information from the MEK. Upon my return to the Pentagon, I assisted State Department officials addressing the MEK issue. This included providing a translated letter from Mr. Zubayari, head of the Kurdistan Democrat Party International Relations, stating MEK did not attack the Kurds. Mr. Zubayari subsequently confirmed the letter to be true, yet several months later, when the annual report on terrorism was released by the State Department, the accusation for attacking the Kurds remained. Upon my questioning the same State Department officials about this, I was informed they don't communicate with people who put out the annual report. One perpetual rumor worthy of specific address concerns members of the MEK being held against their will. I was able to validate through specific occurrences anyone wishing to leave has that choice. The real benefactor of the fall of the Mujahideen will be Ahmadinejad and the ruined religious fundamentalists. The fundamentalist Iranian government has always wanted the MEK to be turned over to them. If it happens,